Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Anjali. The topic that we are going to discuss today is functions in Python. We will see what exactly is functions. Python functions are a block of statement that does a specific task. It means if we want to perform a specific task like addition, subtraction, multiplication, any task, the code which is written to perform this task is a block of statement. The idea is to put some commonly or repeatedly done task together and make a function so that instead of writing the same code again and again for different inputs. For example, if we want to do that addition or subtraction task again in the same code for 5 to 6 times or more than that, we do not need to write the same code again repeatedly for 5 to 6 times. We can use the function to perform that task instead of writing the code repeatedly. Python has two primary categories of function. First is built-in and user-defined functions. In this tutorial, I'll explain you some basic and important Python built-in functions, that is input function, pop function, max function, and sort function. First, we will start with input function. Input function in Python is used to take user input. For example, if we want to ask the user enter some value like name, place, or age, anything, we can use input function and allow user to enter some value. By default, it returns the user input as string. Even though the user is entering some number in age or salary, that number also taken as string by default from input function. The basic syntax of input function is user input is equals to input of prompt. To the variable, we are passing input function where we will write a prompt. Prompt is nothing but sentence, or we will ask what information we want from them. I'll explain input function in this example. In the variable name, we are using input function. This is the prompt that we are passing inside. Please enter your name. Here we are asking for please enter your age. These two are prompts. And we are printing these sentences along with the values that user will give. Here it adds the name and here it adds age which has been entered by the user. And it will join the values along with the sentence that we are giving. Now it is asking to enter the name. We will enter some random name and a random age. Here comes the full sentence. Hello, John, you are 22 years old. This 22 is also considered as string by default from input function. Now I'll explain you about pop function. Pop function is inbuilt method in Python that allows you to remove and return an element from a list or dictionary. Pop is inbuilt method and it is mostly used in list and dictionaries to remove and return the element. This function is used when manipulating data by dynamically removing items from collections. For example, if we have collection of data in list or dictionaries, if we want to manipulate it, make some changes in existing list or dictionary, or if we want to dynamically remove items from them, we will use pop function. The syntax of pop function is for list, it is list.pop function. Passing index is optional. I'll explain that in example. And dictionary.pop. We will write name of key, comma default. Now I'll explain an example of popping an element in list. This is the collection of city names in a list called cities. Now we are using pop function for this list and we are printing two lines removed city and updated list. If I run this code, I'll get removed city as New York. Pop function is going to remove by default the last item. So it deleted New York. And this is the list. After removing New York, it has written remaining 4 items. If we want to pass the index, this is the 0th index, this is first index. If we want to give 1 here and if we run this code, we will get Chicago as removed city. Giving index is optional. If we are not giving by default, it is going to remove the last item. But if we want to remove a specific element, we can give its index. I'll explain another example of popping the elements from dictionary. In this variable name, we have collection of states and capitals. And in this variable, we are passing dictionary dot pop of this key. California is the key that we want to delete. And removed capital, updated dictionary. If we run this code, you can see removed capital is the value of the key which we have passed. California is the key we passed and it is showing that the removed value, and this is the updated dictionary. By removing this key and value, all three remaining has been displayed here. This is all about pop function. Now we will go to max function. This is a built-in function that returns the largest item from an iterable or the largest of two or more arguments. Iterable is nothing but which can be looped over or iterated upon using for group data like lists, tuples and sets. In that kind of iterables, we are using built-in function max. And if we want to find the largest between any two numbers or more arguments, we can use max function. This is the syntax of max function. Max of iterable or iterables key is equals to none. This is optional. In simple words, I can say that in max function, we have to pass iterables or collection of data. Now I'll explain that using example. This is the simple example to use max function. In this city population variable, we have passed some numbers as population and we are using max function and we are passing the variable which contains all the values. And we are printing largest city population is this one. We will see what value we will get. As you can just observe here, this is the largest value that this list is containing. We can also use max function while comparing any two numbers and to know which is the largest among those two. Now I'll go to sort function. It is a built-in method with specific keys to the list data type. Most probably sort function is used in list data type. It modifies the list in place and does not return a value. It is going to modify the original list and it do not return any value. The basic syntax of sort function is list name dot sort of key is equals to none. Again, it is optional. Reverse is also optional. If we have that requirement, we can add. I'll show that in example how to use this reverse. I'll take a simple example for sort function. In numbers, we have a list of these numbers and we are using sort function to this collection of list and we are printing the numbers. We will see how it's sorted. By default, it is sorting in ascending order. You can see all these numbers are sorted in ascending order. As by default, it is going to sort in ascending order. If you want to reverse it or if we want it in descending order, we can use reverse is equals to true. In the old example, by default, it is reverse is equals to false. It may be number of characters. It is going to sort in ascending order. If we are using reverse is equals to true, it is going to sort in descending order from largest to smallest. I hope you understood all the functions that I have explained here. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.